Nikola Motors, once heralded as the rising star of EV trucks, lost hundreds of billions in market value. How did a company poised to challenge Tesla instead become branded a fraud and collapse? In just a few months, its stock price plummeted by nearly 90%, and its market capitalization evaporated from tens of billions of dollars to mere hundreds of millions. Yet, behind this collapse lay a darkness that could not be dismissed as simple business failure. In fact, this failure revealed a structural distortion between startups and investors, a dynamic that continues to repeat itself in the modern era. What was this dangerous relationship between companies selling dreams and investors buying into them? In this documentary, we will reveal why a dream transformed into an illusion, who failed to see through the elaborate deception, and what lessons modern economics must learn. Now, let's delve into the full scope of its collapse. The main feature will also explore in detail the dangerous psychology of a charismatic CEO. Established in 2014 by Trevor Milton, Nikola Motors was proclaimed to be the future of electric trucks. Amidst a growing push for zero emissions and a shift away from fossil fuels, its innovative concept of hydrogen fuel cell trucks and battery EV trucks garnered global attention. They were seen as a rival to Tesla, dubbed the Tesla of trucks, and hinted at a revolution in the logistics industry. Founder Trevor Milton captivated investors and media alike with his skillful presentations and undeniable charisma. Amidst the unprecedented economic turmoil of a global pandemic, Nikola defied adversity and successfully completed a SPAC listing in June 2020. Within days of its listing, the stock price soared, reaching a market capitalization that surpassed even Ford Motor Company and Fiat Chrysler. Analysts highly praised Nikola's innovativeness, and investors eager to bet on its future were boundless. It truly was a rising star in the EV industry, making its presence felt across the globe. Nikola's fleeting success was underpinned by cunning marketing strategies and meticulous information manipulation. They repeatedly held flashy prototype unveilings and used CGI-laden videos to make it appear as if their products were fully developed. The prototype fuel cell truck, named Nikola 1, generated considerable buzz with its perceived advanced features. They announced partnerships with numerous companies, including major automakers like GM and energy giant BP. These announcements created the impression that Nikola was not just a startup, but a company with a solid and promising future. Furthermore, they publicly announced an astonishing figure of tens of thousands of pre-orders, maximizing investor expectations. The media, swept up in the momentum, enthusiastically reported on Nikola as the next game changer. Up to this point, everything seemed to be going smoothly. A glamorous stage woven from dreams and expectations had been perfectly constructed. But here, an unseen pitfall lay gaping wide. Nikola's deception first began to unravel with a promotional video released in 2018. The truck, which appeared to be driving itself, was in fact merely rolling down a slope by inertia. Founder Trevor Milton deliberately misled the public by describing this footage as the truck in motion on his Twitter account. What he claimed was proprietary battery technology was actually just a collection of existing technologies sourced from external suppliers. Plans for hydrogen fueling stations were also merely blueprints, with almost no concrete construction sites or permits actually secured. The tens of thousands of pre-orders were mostly non-binding memoranda or expressions of interest, cancelable at any time. Yet, at this stage, voices pointing out these opacities were overshadowed by the overwhelming tide of enthusiastic expectation. Why did such obvious deception inflate to an unstoppable degree? Behind this lay excessive speculative fervor for emerging EV companies and blind faith in a charismatic CEO. Investors, driven by the pursuit of short-term gains, had neglected thorough due diligence. Milton's strong leadership suppressed internal dissent and questions within the company. As successes accumulated, a collective mindset of "we are always right" took hold, losing the ability to confront reality. Furthermore, the sunk cost fallacy, the desire not to waste previous investments, made it difficult to turn back. The media, too, tended to prioritize sensational news, accepting corporate announcements at face value. Thus, everyone became intoxicated by the dream. Small flaws were overlooked, and the illusion continued to swell. However, this fragile illusion was shattered in an instant by a short seller. In September 2020, Hindenburg Research, a firm specializing in short selling, published an exposé report on Nikola. The report meticulously exposed dozens of false claims and fraudulent actions perpetrated by Milton. The truck rolling down a hill footage, in particular, was damning, and Nikola's credibility plummeted instantly. The stock price crashed. Nearly 90% of its market capitalization evaporated in just a few days, leaving investors with colossal losses. Cornered, Trevor Milton resigned as CEO. But this was merely the beginning. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the Department of Justice initiated investigations into Nikola and Milton. In 2022, he was convicted of fraud. The partnership with GM was also significantly scaled back, eventually leading to its termination, and Nikola lost much of its credibility and future. Nikola's failure highlighted the inherent risks of investing in startups and the critical importance of due diligence. It teaches the necessity of not blindly accepting the words of charismatic CEOs, but always verifying information from multiple perspectives. The dream and expectation transformed into an illusion because superficial glamour was prioritized over genuine technology and proven track record. Those who failed to see through the deception were investors and media, swayed by the fervor for startups and the temptation of short-term gains. The lesson for modern economics is the importance of always casting a calm, skeptical eye upon companies that promise a brilliant future. The quality of decision-making differs greatly between those who understand this failure and those who do not. Future success can only be built by learning from past failures. If you found this video insightful, please subscribe to the channel and give it a like.
この失敗は歴史のほんの1ページ。世界にはまだ語られていない失敗が数多くあります。失敗の歴史をチャンネル登録して次の物語もぜひご覧ください。